Rowdy Nation TV, welcome back to the channel. Rowdy Nation TV, welcome back to the channel. Hey guys, before we even get started, do me a favor, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, I'd like to say thank you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep bringing you that good content. Rowdy Nation TV, let's get into it. Now, you see the title. CHENEY slams Trump's attempt to brand 2020 election the big lie, sparking new calls for her to lead the GOP leadership, right? So I basically call that prostitution. You know, she's calling out these other Republicans who are prostituting themselves to Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is down in Mar-a-Lago in Florida pimping. Basically, he down there pimping because you got guys like this guy here, you know what I'm saying? You got this guy right here, who's it? Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy, about a week or two ago, was saying basically that, you know, Donald Trump was responsible for the January 6th, insertion or whatever you want to call it, when that mob overran the Capitol. And, you know, he said that Donald Trump basically incited a riot. Then 2 or 3 weeks later, he changes his tune, you know. And after he gets up there and said, well, it's not really his fault. He didn't say it in those words, but basically that's what he said. After he said that, he went down to Mar-a-Lago and had a meeting with Donald Trump. So now, basically, Donald Trump is running the Republican Party from Mar-a-Lago. You know, you had all those people, not all of them, because it wasn't really a lot, but you had a few Republicans that came out, and it was like, yo, you know, this is wrong. You know, that you know what I'm saying? There was only a handful, and Liz Cheney is one of them. And she doubled down because just the other day, he tried to come out talking about the big lie. You know how he tried to get stop the steal. Now he's trying to come with this other, the big lie. You know what I mean? This dude is off the hinges, right? Look what he's doing. He's not even in power. We've seen what he did before the 4 years he had, right? Are you guys ready for another? What if he gets back in power? Are you guys ready for another 4 years? I know. I'm glad that I had a break from watching CNN and Fox and all these news organizations. Every day I was on them because, you know, me personally, I like to keep up with the news. I like to know what's going on, and that's why I'm making this video. So let's jump back into it. We're going to jump back into Representative Liz Cheney and what she had to say about this so-called big lie. So let's get it. Now, Republican Liz Cheney made clear Monday that she will continue to publicly denounce former President Donald Trump over his false claims that the 2020 election was stolen, imperiling her position in House Republican leadership as GOP members continue to rally around Trump. After all this stuff that this guy has done, after the insertion, right? After all the remarks he made about women, the remarks he made about people, handicapped people, the remarks he made about Spanish people, Mexican people, black people, I can't believe that, you know. So there's a certain group of people out there, and you've seen it because half the country voted for him. Let's not forget that half the country voted for this guy. We got to stay on this guy's helmet, and the prostitutes who support him up in the House, the Republican House. I call them prostitutes. They're basically prostituting themselves. Now, Liz Cheney, I got to give her props. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with Liz Cheney and what she stands for, but right now, she's standing and have more cojones than the rest of these Republicans. They're basically prostituting themselves, people. I can't see it no other way. And, you know, if you feel that way, if that's the way you feel and that's who you want in power, you know, so be it. But, you know, more of the country voted for Biden. It was a legal and fair vote. So there's nothing else to be said. But, you know, you got some Republicans who think that Trump is going to make a comeback in 2024. That's why we got to stay here and be vigilant about not letting these guys get back in office, okay? Now, but Cheney brushed aside those warnings Monday after Trump issued a statement attempting to commandeer the term "big lie," commonly used to refer to the false claims that the 2020 election was stolen from him, by asserting that the term should now refer to President Biden's election victory. Let's do something else. The big lie. Okay, he wants to get everybody to jump on that bandwagon, right? I'm not having it. We're gonna make this video, and I hope whoever's listening to this, and if you got any common sense, or if God has blessed you with the 7.5 ounces of brains that you got, you know what's up. You've seen it for yourself. Cheney quickly condemned Trump's comment, as well as anyone who support the statement about the election. And I condemn it too. We here at Rowdy Nation TV condemn it. The 2020 presidential election was not stolen, Cheney tweeted. Anyone who claims it was is spreading a big lie, turning their back on the rule of law and poisoning our democratic system. And see, sometimes, man, it's not about party; it's about country. If if we live in a democracy, it shouldn't be just about party. If your party, somebody in my party, is telling me something that's wrong, even though I'm riding with you, I'm not riding with you if it's you telling me something wrong. I'm gonna ride with something wrong. I got common sense, right? If I got common sense, and how can you sit up there and ride with something that you know is truly wrong, right? And you know it's wrong. You must be wanting to benefit some way from riding with that person. You're waiting for some type of reward, or you have the same agenda that this guy has, okay? Now, hours later, Trump released another statement, this time attacking Cheney by calling her a big shot warmonger and claiming that people in Wyoming never liked her much. He always go below the belt, right? He always go below. A big bully is what he is, right? This guy, this guy been getting $1 million as a kid when he was like 9, 10 years old. He was getting $1 million a year. He doesn't know anything about how to get it from the dirt, how to hustle, how to just get out there and get it on your own. It was all given to this guy, right? That's why he acts like a big kid, right? That's why when you see him when he was in office, remember when he had all the people from all those different companies sitting around the table in the, I can't remember what room it was in the White House, and all of them, he made them all go around, thank you, Mr. President, thank you for letting us come here, basically kissing his ass, right? Like he's from North Korea or something. See, he likes strong men, right? He likes strong men. Putin from Russia, your boy from North Korea, can't remember his name right now, but yeah, he admires them, and he wish he could do in America what they're doing. So he's not about democracy, right? Okay. Now, Cheney has said challenging Trump's false statement about the election is an issue of principle, but she has increasingly angered her GOP colleagues and faced renewed calls Monday to step down from the number 3 leadership post in the conference. Right now, she's number 3 in leadership in that conference. Liz Cheney does not understand the responsibilities of leadership. She claims that I and 146 other Republicans violated the U.S. Constitution with our January 6th vote to challenge electors. She's wrong, Republican John Rutherford said in a tweet. He said that in a tweet Monday, referring to the 147 Republicans who contested the 2020 presidential election. Now listen, people. They contested those results. I think that was like the last step they could do, right? The last step. Basically, what he did, it was like I said, he put on a show for them to get up there, and he made them Republicans say out loud if the election was a fraud or not, right? So you had 147 of these prostitutes that's in the House that got up there and prostituted themselves, sold their souls. How much does it take, right? So these are the people that you elected, that we elected as a people in our city, states, towns, and we got these people. I'm showing you every time I see a picture of one of these, like, what's the guy right here? This guy, he's a piece of work, right? Right now, he's under investigation. Matt Gaetz, he's under investigation by the FBI for taking young girls across state lines and using monies that could be from the from the Republicans. You can't whether it's from the Republicans or not. You can't do that. You're a grown man. He used to show new pictures, they say, on the floor, on the Senate floor, and brag about the women that he was with, okay? And he's a big supporter of Donald Trump. He got up there and spilt and said, and man, he sold his soul for Donald Trump. Now he's in big trouble. And guess what? Donald Trump is not the president. And let me also tell you, people, Donald Trump has cases still pending. He has cases still pending. In the Southern District of New York. That case is still pending. You think they're not working on that? You also know, recently, you seen, I should have made a video, Giuliani, his lawyer. They just raided him, right? We don't know what they found. All right? So, this guy's trying to make a comeback. I'm not sure. Maybe what he's doing now, he's scrambling, right? Because the walls are closing in. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Now, Cheney was one of 10 House Republicans to vote to impeach Trump in January on charges that he incited the January 6th storming the U.S. Capitol with false claims of stolen election. I just said that. That's exactly what he did. He put those people and I'm telling you, people, they had a network. This was planned, clearly planned, when they got all those people out there. And what did Donald Trump and what's that other guy that was with him? I can't remember that dude's name. He's a piece of work. Jumped up there and incited a riot. Told him to go down there to the Capitol, and you seen what they did, right? So, yes, honestly, I think he should be charged with inciting a riot against the people of the United States. I think he should be charged. Every person who they caught and who they got who did that to the Capitol should be charged to the fullest extent of the law. Just like they would do somebody who looks like me. To the fullest extent of the law. Okay? Now. Okay. Republicans demanded she be stripped of her leadership post over that vote. Because she voted to not have that election. She was like, man, it's a legal vote. She voted against that, that last election thing they had on January 6th. Right? She voted against it. So, but for her to hold on to that position and standing inside the party that her father once helped lead as vice president is now less firm. Now, y'all know that Dick Cheney is her father. I really didn't know that at first. I kind of figured when I said Cheney, when I heard Cheney said the statements that she made in this article that I'm reading you, I actually thought it was Dick Cheney. But then when I looked it up and I seen her, I kind of thought, yeah, that might be Dick Cheney's daughter. Now, Cheney's detractors argue she should focus on promoting a united GOP front on policy and against the Biden administration as the party seeks to win back the House majority in 2022 instead of taking on Trump and his false election claims. Now, really, is that what she should do? She just should ride with the lie, right? Don't remember what happened on January 6th. Ride with that lie and let's do it all again. Please. She has morals. Thank you. Somebody in the Republican Party, man, she has a brain. Now, I'm not trying to give this woman a whole bunch of props coming from the Republican Party, because to me, I know what how I feel what the Republican Party stands for. I just can't get with it. The former president has never offered any evidence to support his claims of widespread voter fraud, and several courts dismissed legal challenges to the election results last year. And we all seen this play out in court, right? I'm going over this stuff again. Man, we all seen this stuff play out, right? It was just tiring, right? You go work all day and then you come home and turn on TV and then this stuff is blaring. It's tiring to the system, right? It shocks the system that you would have the president of the United States talking the way he talked, acting the way he talked. There was no honor, no dignity was in that office for 4 years. Lackluster. It was low performance. It was horrible. Now, Representative Jim Banks of Indiana, who chairs the Republican Study Committee made up of 154 members, said that Cheney focused on the past makes her ineffective as a conference chair, a position tasked with keeping the caucus united on messaging and legislative priorities. In the past, people. If you run anybody else run the Capitol, it's hard to. I'm gonna be honest. No, this ain't. I'm not bashing nobody, but it's hard to prosecute people who look just like you. I'm saying white people because white people are the majority of the people who run the court system, who run the prison system, and the FBI, the CIA. So, and there's people who look like them who are out committing these egregious crimes against our democracy, right? Militia groups all over the place. You know, I'm not saying don't have white pride. You can have what kind of pride you want, but when it hinders somebody else's freedoms, somebody else's rights, no, you can't do that. So you know, it's crazy. Now, Banks, who voted to contest the election results, said a majority of his colleagues believe the way to winning the election is by embracing what they view as Trump's appealing message to working class voters. There was nothing appealing to me about Trump. It was nothing appealing to me about Trump. I mean, I'm sorry. Nothing at all. He didn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? I just didn't, not for a president, no. Maybe for a TV. He looked more like a TV star to me, you know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, Liz appears to be an anomaly when it comes to that focus. And I think that's what's frustrating so many of our members is that while the rest of us are focused on winning back to the majority, rolling with the lie, she's focused on proving the point, telling the truth, and is focused on the past, remembering that dreadful January 6th day. We should never forget that day, but he wants you to forget it. Why? Why would he want you to forget that? He said in an interview Friday, reflecting on comments Cheney made in recent weeks, you know what I'm saying? When pressed on whether Cheney's argument that embracing Trump's policy also includes spreading misinformation about election fraud, Banks said the goal of winning the majority has nothing to do with the insurrection. The insurrection. Now, see, he just called it an insurrection, right? He just called it an insurrection. Man, the fading GOP established moves to support Cheney as Trump attacks McCarthy. McCarthy at Trump attacks, and McCarthy keeps his distance. Now, you see this picture of McCarthy. I told you, Kevin McCarthy, man, these guys, man, I'm telling you, man, if I was his kid or if I was somebody in his family, and you can't get on TV and say one thing, and I got tape. We got tape, bro. Roll tape. You roll tape on this dude, and then a week later, you prostitute. Excuse me, this ain't for the kids. If there's any kids in the house, get out right now. I'm giving you a warning. These prostitutes, and I bet you they make a prostitute look bad. The way they riding with this dude, man, all on him like a prostitute. Like they in the back room at the strip club, all on Trump. Go down tomorrow. I think he got a what you call them rooms in the back? They got I bet you he probably got one of them rooms in the back, and they go in that back room. They come out, thank you, Mr. President. Okay, now Cheney, who declined to be interviewed for this story, has previously said Republicans must focus on policy prescriptions rather than embracing Trump in full to win back voters, and must condemn the misinformation that fueled the attack on the Capitol. Must condemn? Man, she has argued that while Trump did appeal strongly to party base, he also hurted with suburban women, independents, and educated voters. On Monday, Cheney told a closed-door conference hosted by the Conservative American Enterprise Institute at Sea Island that the party cannot accept the poison that the election was stolen. Now, I'm going to stop right there because you all get it. You know, this woman came out. She's the only woman in the Republican Party standing up. Now, you got, what's the dude from Romney? Mitch Romney from Utah. And they say Mitch Romney's a decent man. He's a Mormon, you know. They said he's a decent man and all this, that, and the other. I heard somebody say he's one of the most decent politicians that you could meet. But him being part of the Republican Party, and they're at odds with him because I guess he must be decent because they don't like him. He was just speaking the other day, and they booed the shit out of him in Utah, his own home state. They booed the shit out of him. I was like, damn, Romney, that's cold, man. They did you like that, bro. But anyway, like I said before, hey, much props to Liz Cheney. And like I said, people, we need to stay on top of this. Make sure we vote. Make sure we vote in all the smaller elections that they have. Make sure we stay on top of this. Because I don't want them back. And we just got to see. And we're gonna hold Biden accountable too, right? This ain't we just gonna let him in there and he just man. You think I agree with everything? No, I don't agree with everything this dude got to say either. You know what I'm saying? And that's how politicians are, like used car salesmen. I'll tell you any damn thing. No, you got to hold these people accountable. Us as people, not just, there's some shit I'm conservative about. There's some shit I'm liberal about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just one way. You see what I'm saying? So, Rowdy Nation TV, click that like button, subscribe to that channel, and check it out. We out.